Welcome to day 12 of 30-day money mindset challenge. This one is a big one, so buckle up and get ready for some massive transformation in your mindset. Dr. John Demartini stated that if you love yourself unconditionally, you will deny yourself nothing. If you truly want to be wealthy and successful, you must decide that you're worth it. 4 of the biggest blocks to people experiencing the wealth and the success and the freedom they desire in achieving their dreams is lack of self-worth, self-belief, self-confidence, and self-love. So if you truly want to be wealthy and successful, you must work on developing these traits. This is the internal work. You know that my favorite go-to technique is tapping, because it can work on the underlying negative beliefs about anything, including about yourself, and then actually install and reprogram your mind to believe the opposite, the positive. And I will do an EFT tapping at the end of this video. So if you want that, then stick around. So a lack of self-worth, self-belief, and self-confidence and self-love is actually been conditioned into you. It is not a part of your natural nature. When you were born into this world, you knew you were perfect, whole, and complete just the way you are. You knew that you were infinitely powerful. You knew that you came from an abundant source, that you are an abundant being. You believed in your self-worth. You came from a place of unconditional love. Unfortunately, when you're born into an environment that does not validate and reinforce these truths, but in fact, you are conditioned by your environment to believe that you're not worthy, that you're not good enough, that you don't deserve to achieve your goals and dreams, that you aren't loved unconditionally, and that love must be earned by behaving in ways that society accepts to make you acceptable to the pack, to the tribe, to the masses, and that you must conform in order to receive that acceptance, that love, which means we care about what other people think of us too much. And this is part of our deep primal brain programming, because if you think about it, we are one of the very few species on the planet that is completely and utterly helpless for years. We cannot feed ourselves, we cannot clothe ourselves, we can't look after ourselves. Our very survival depends on the acceptance and the approval of the tribe. And this was even more dominant back hundreds of years ago, and maybe actually not that far back, because if there was disapproval of you in the tribe, you were an outcast. And this actually perpetuated throughout your life, because in a harsh environment, you required approval and acceptance by the tribe to survive. If you were an outcast, then you were literally sentenced to death, because survival in those harsh environments required community collaboration. It required a community effort in order for the survival of the tribe, of the community. Now, in today's day and age, that's not necessarily the case because of the comforts and the conveniences that we are fortunate enough to have access to. However, the primal programming still exists. So we will twist ourselves into a pretzel and forget who we truly are in order to be accepted by the tribe. And societal pressure to be accepted is huge. It's also indoctrinated into us throughout our schooling system. So how do you overcome this dominant programming that you've experienced throughout your formative years, those first 0 to 7 years that had a huge impact on establishing how you show up in the world, who you are in the world, how you operate, how you think, how you act? You go to work uncovering what the conditioning and the indoctrination was that you were exposed to that caused you to modify your behavior so you would experience acceptance and approval. Now, this came from your primary caregivers. That's a major source. So your parents, the people who cared for you, also the education system, because we spend a lot of time being educated by the state, by the governmental programs, also the media, other influential and authority figures in our lives. We took these on board. And if you know anything about the brain, you know that the 0 to 7, those formative years were the most influential and impactful years on our brain, because our brain was so malleable and open to being conditioned by our environment. Because again, that was a part of our survival. In order to survive, we needed to follow, and still need, if we think about it, to follow the example of those who have survived before us. Okay, well, these people have survived, so I need to do what they do because then I survive. Okay, that's the way it works. When you are exposed to information that validates who you truly are, an infinitely powerful being, capable of achieving anything you put your mind to, that you can be, do, and have anything, and you need to follow your heart, live your passion. When you're brought up in that environment, completely different outcome than when you're brought up in the environment that the vast majority of us were born into. Now, it was deliberate from a system perspective, in that these systems were created deliberately to condition us to conform and to comply. Being an outlier, deciding to not conform, to not comply, actually poses a really big threat to our subconscious desire for survival, to our primordial brain that says, you can't deviate. You must follow along with the tribe. You must do what the tribe expects and be who the tribe expects you to be, because otherwise you are a threat to not only your survival, but the survival of the tribe. And this is why so many people will get upset when you decide to not conform and not comply, because you are seen as a threat not just to your survival, but to their survival. It comes back to the primal brain. So how does this relate to being wealthy, to being rich, to having a better relationship with money? Well, if you lack self-worth, self-belief, self-confidence, you'll never make the decisions or take the action that you need to take to actually receive, to attract and receive and create wealth in your life, because you don't feel that you deserve it, you don't feel worth it, you don't feel good enough. All the things that stop you from taking the action that you need to take. You compound that with the societal pressure to conform, to comply, to be a part of the tribe, then you have huge resistance. This is why being an outlier, choosing to be an outlier, choosing to defy these societal norms is a big deal. And that's why it's so hard to do. It's why so few people do it. But you're here. You know that there's more that you are capable of. You know that you are able to create the wealth and the freedom. And you have an internal desire that says, I know that this is going to be uncomfortable, but I'm going to do it anyway. This is not an easy path. But when you choose it, when you commit to it, it's very, very rewarding. So in a moment, I'm going to do a tapping to help you to release the old conditioning and tap in more self-worth, more self-belief, more self-confidence. This is not something that is going to change overnight, but once you commit to it, the change and the transformation can be absolutely mind-blowing when you start to believe in yourself and your self-worth, and you start to make decisions and choices based from a higher level of self-worth, self-confidence, self-belief, and self-love. So the other thing that you can do in relation to belief in yourself and self-confidence is you start taking small actions that validate your ability to achieve anything you can put your mind to. Here's what the wealthy, the successful do in the face of fear. They take action and they do not allow fear or doubt to run the show or dictate their decision-making process. This is what differentiates wealthy and successful people from those who will struggle for the rest of their lives. So wealthy and successful people, they still feel fear, they still feel doubt, but they do not allow them to run the show. So what are you going to do the next time you are faced with a choice of staying where you are in your comfort zone and stepping out of your comfort zone, daring to do something different, daring to take a chance on yourself, daring to step into a place that is expansion, growth, that is uncertainty? I hope that you said you are going to take that leap. You are going to pick your foot up and you are going to move forward even in the face of uncertainty. You're going to back yourself and go all the way to achieve your goals and dreams. Before I dive into the tapping, I really want to tell you about my new coaching program. Thrive is a 6-week coaching intensive where I work with you personally to get crystal clear on your vision for your future. Help you to build an unstoppable mindset and clear the fears, doubts, blocks, and limiting beliefs that are keeping you stuck, and create and execute a strategic action plan that leverages your unique gifts, talents, and core genius. Because I'm on a mission to help you to be the best and most powerful version of you, so you are empowered to build wealth through a business that feeds your soul and makes a positive difference in the world. So if you're ready for that kind of transformation fast, then check out Thrive. The link is in the description below. I hope to see you in the program. Now, let's get on with this tapping. So, what I'm going to get you to do is just start by tapping on the side of the hand. And repeat after me. Even though my lack of self-belief and self-confidence stops me from going all in on my dreams, I deeply and completely love and accept all of me. Even though my lack of self-worth and self-belief stops me from having a better relationship with money and stops me from receiving money in abundance, I deeply and completely love and accept all of me right now. Even though my lack of self-belief, self-worth, self-confidence, and self-love stops me from achieving my dreams and building wealth, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept who I am and how I feel right now. Tapping through the points, starting with the inside of the eye. I destroy, uncreate, and delete this lack of self-belief, self-worth, self-confidence, and self-love. I destroy, uncreate, and delete all conditioning that has robbed me of my self-worth, my self-belief, my self-love, and my self-confidence. I destroy, uncreate, and delete all the voices and experiences that taught me that I wasn't good enough, that I didn't deserve to achieve my dreams, that I didn't deserve to be wealthy. I destroy, uncreate, and delete The belief that I'm not worth it. I destroy, uncreate, and delete the belief that I don't deserve it. I destroy, uncreate, and delete the belief that I'm not capable. I destroy, uncreate, and delete the belief that I don't deserve to be wealthy and successful. Okay, deep breath. And release it. Another deep breath. And release it. Now, you can explore this more on your own. The more personalized you get as to the experiences that you had, the things that you heard, the things that you believe as a consequence of the conditioning that you had as a child, doesn't matter what the sources are from. Sit down and write, where did I learn that I wasn't worth it? Where did I learn that I'm not good enough? What situations and circumstances did I experience that actually robbed me of my self-belief and my self-confidence? See, the more you identify your unique experiences that took away your self-worth, your self-belief, your self-confidence, your self-love, the more you can tap on those things and release them, or use other release techniques that you find are really effective. Because this is the beauty of tapping. Once you know the simplicity of this exercise, the power of this exercise, what you do is you just tap on the points and you just talk yourself through it. It's as easy as that. I get emails from people that say, oh, I want a tapping sequence on this. Create your own. I know that you can do it. Talk yourself through it. Write out phrases that relate to what you want to tap on, and tap on the negative phrases, and then consider how you want it to be instead, and tap on the positive phrases. Okay, so now we are going to do a positive tapping. So just start by on the inside of the eye. I choose to believe in myself. I choose to know I'm capable of achieving anything. I choose to know that I'm worth it. I choose to know I am good enough. I choose to love myself unconditionally. I choose to believe in myself 1,000%. I choose to have confidence in my ability to achieve anything I put my mind to. I choose to take action in faith. I choose to believe it will all work out. I choose to know that if I take enough action, eventually I'll figure it out. I choose to believe in every fiber and cell of my being that I am worthy of being rich, wealthy, and successful. I choose to believe in every fiber and cell of my being that I can figure out how to be rich, wealthy, and successful. I choose to take action to build my confidence. I choose to know I am worth it. I choose to love myself unconditionally. I choose to know that I am worth it. I choose to believe in my ability to succeed. I choose to believe in my ability to figure it out. I know I'm capable of so much more. I know I'm worth it. I believe in my ability to be rich, wealthy, and successful. I know I deserve it. I know it's not going to be easy, but I choose to back myself anyway. I know that I am worthy and I do deserve it. I choose to love myself into wealth. And I choose to have the confidence in my ability to achieve anything I put my mind to. Okay, deep breath. Let it out. Deep breath. And let it out. Okay, how does that feel? As I said, this is a process. You building that self-worth, that self-belief, that self-confidence, that self-love, that's a process. So continue to commit to building these traits and characteristics in yourself. And this has been day 12 of the 30-day Money Mindset series. If you have missed any of the previous days, then you can catch up on them right here. This is the playlist. Go and check it out. I look forward to seeing you in the next video of the series tomorrow. Until next time, take care and bye for now.